everyone is available, I think. Shambhaji,
Yes, sir.
Geeta,
Yes, sir.
So good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
On behalf of Indian Library Association, I warmly welcome you all to this 5-day skill enhancement program on research methodology and innovation in scholarly communication. So ILE was keep conducting continuous programs with support of Sambhaji, Vinita, and ILA President and Secretary. So we had short-term programs like 1 day, 1 hour, 1.5 hour webinars continuously. But many people have requested us to have long-term programs so that would be beneficial for their career CAS promotions and other things, as well as for gaining good knowledge on research-related topics. So ILA has decided to conduct this program. And we are gathered here to strengthen our understanding of some of the most crucial areas of academic and research excellence, which includes research ethics, innovation in scholarly communication, intellectual property rights, patent filing, and strategies for publishing high quality research. So you all know these are all very crucial for the research area, research and publications. And research ethics is the form of foundation of credible scholarship. In today's academic world, maintaining honesty, transparency, and integrity in research is very tough. So UGC has made a mandate guidelines for even plagiarism checking and submission of thesis to Shodhganga, everything. You all know about it. So ethical practices protect not only the researcher's reputation, but also the trust of the academic community and society at large. So moving forward, innovation in scholarly communication. It's another important area. With the rise of open access publishing, digital repositories, and new models of knowledge dissemination, online delivery of services, researchers must embrace innovative ways to share their work. Effective communication ensures the knowledge that doesn't remain locked within institutions, but benefits to whole society using social media and other networks. And another area which is intellectual property rights, as the researchers safeguarding original ideas, inventions, and creative outputs is necessary to prevent misuse and to encourage further innovation in various fields. Awareness of IPR is not just legal compliance, but also recognition of the value of one's intellectual contributions. So these are the three areas. Another one is patent filing. It is very important for the life sciences and social life sciences and medical sciences particularly. Patent filing is a practical extension of this awareness. Protecting innovative research outcomes through patents ensures that discoveries translate into social benefit, industry, collaboration, and technological advancement. It also motivates researchers to think beyond publication toward application and commercialization. So patent filing is another area. And last but not least, we turn to strategies for publishing high quality research. So there are many journals and publications coming in the market. The trusted journals and peer-reviewed journals and blended journals with quality publishing is very difficulty for the researchers to publish. And identifying a good journal and good publication is not an easy. So in the era of predatory journals and information overload, publishing is not merely about adding to numbers, just not quantity. Quality is important, but about contributing to knowledge that is rigorous, relevant, and impactful. Identifying reputed journals, aligning with international standards, and maintaining academic rigor are the essential for meaningful scholarly publishing. So overall, these 5 days, we eminent experts will speak on these topics and themes, and they contribute their contribution. We all listen to that. We all be ready for listening to them and gain knowledge. And if you have any query, you will just note down, and at the end of the session, you can raise your questions and answers, questions and doubts, so that they are ready to solve, clear all the doubts which we get it. And now I would like to thank everyone who joined in this program. And now I invite Mr. Dr. Milind Babara Anasane, Vice President of ILA, West Zone of ILA, Amaravati, Maharashtra. I request him to give a welcome address for this on this occasion. May I now hand over to Milind sir.
Thank you, sir. Namaskar. Good afternoon, everybody. Distinguished guests to the event, respected President of ILA, Pradeep Rai sir, event inaugural, former ILA President, respected Mohan Kherde sir, Senior Vice President, Dr. P.S. Kattamani, sir. General Secretary, Dr. Dharam Kumar, sir. All ILA Council and Office Bearer of ILA. Respected all speakers of this event, like Dr. Daibate, sir, Mangala Hirwade, madam, Umesh Sharma, sir, Dattatre Kalpande, sir, and today's speaker, Prakash Makwana, sir. All council member of West Zone, Dr. Kumar Abbas, sir, Dr. Virej Hanchal, sir, Ashok Khobragade, Dr. Sambhaji Patil, and Bhupen Singh, sir. My colleagues and organizer team member, Dr. Vinita Jain, madam, ILA council member, PRO of ILA, Shiv Shankar Prasad, sir, Dr. Vishal Bapte, Mr. Shivam Masurkar, Saili Atram, and all esteemed participants from around the India. I am Milind Asane, Vice President West Zone of ILA. I feel truly happy and honored to welcome all of you to this event. It is proud moment for our ILA West Zone as we host this event with more than 500 participants. We are also proud to have expert and guest speaker who will guide to us through different sessions during these 5 days. All this session will help us think in new way, learn more deeply, and work together to solve real research problems. This event brings together all researchers so they can share ideas, present their thoughts, and learn from each other. The theme of this event is research methodology and innovation in scholarly communication, where we each bring our own experience and knowledge. I would like to thank all guests and participants who will join us today to share their knowledge and experience. Friends, your presence make this event brighter and more meaningful. Let us enjoy the event, respect each other's views, and make new memories together. Let this event be a step towards wisdom and global friendship. This lecture series will be absolutely interactive and they will involve the question hours at the end of session, where this expert will resolve any query that the participant may have. Friends, our presence shows shared and commitment to better care and better outcome. Thank you. Thank you once again. A very warm welcome to you. Sir, hand over to Prasad.
Prashad sir, unmute yourself, please. Prashad sir, unmute.
Now,
Prasad, sir.
yeah. Now the time has come to listen to our boss, senior eminent personality from ILA, and I worked with him, and he was a former president, who is none other than Dr. Mohan Kade, and his contribution was tremendous, not only in Maharashtra, from across country. The personality known to everyone, whose contribution is enormous in library science. So may I now request Dr. Mohan Kade Saab, former president of ILA and ex-KRC director, Sant Gadge Baba Amravati University, Amravati, Maharashtra, sir, to say his inaugural address of the gathering. May I now request Mohan Kade Saab. Sir, please proceed, sir.
Thank you, Prasad. Good afternoon, all of you. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes. the inauguration function of this 5 days workshop on Skill Enhancement Program on Research Methodology and Innovation in Scholarly Communication. Organized by, yes, it is organized by Indian Library Association, but especially Western Zone. Yes. So welcome to you all to this 5 days event. The President of Indian Library Association, Dr. Pradeep Rai, Senior Vice President, Dr. P.S. Kattimani, Vice President of West Zone, Dr. Mirin Annasane, Coordinator, Organizer of this event, Dr. Vinita Jain, then O.S. Prasad, Vishal Bapte, and their team members, all office bearer of Indian Library Association, council members, professionals, senior professional, other professionals, and ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I must congratulate the organizer for selecting such a nice topic. Actually, it is Skill Enhancement Program. And in Skill Enhancement Program, they just selected topic on research methodology and scholarly communication. Friends, this part is very much important so far as library field is concerned. In my opinion, research is nothing but integral part of library as well as library professionals. Because you know that library, we are working in library. These libraries are full-fledged libraries, computer libraries, automated libraries, then you can say paperless libraries, virtual library. All these libraries we are enjoying today. Yes, without research, we cannot reach up to this stage. Because I have completed my 35 years of career in library profession. I know in 20th century, computer and ICT, they are introduced in various fields. And its application is also there in various fields. And our library profession, our library field was not exception for that. It is not exceptional for that. Means ICT and computer both are we are applying in library. But friends, you just keep in mind, without research, we cannot reach up to this part, because after emergence of computer and ICT, yes, the application of it, means so far as library is concerned, the application of it we're enjoying in library, it is not happened without research and experiment done by the then library professionals. Means without research, it was not possible to introduce computer or ICT in library. Because of their efforts in research, in experiment, today we would enjoy this library, computerized library environment, or you can say paperless library environment. If they had not shown interest, if our library professional, our seniors in last century, if they had not shown interest in the research, it will not possible for people, or we would not be able to work in this particular environment. That's why research is very much important so far as library is concerned. Suppose we have to introduce certain service in our library. We have to make experiment. We have to do research. Unless and until we're not doing experiment, we're not doing research, we cannot introduce new library services. If you have to change our system, library system, you have to introduce some technology in the library. Without research, we cannot introduce that particular system. That's why I'm saying that librarians are skillful in research. Without research mind, research analytic mind, librarian cannot work in the library. Or you can say we cannot develop our library. In that sense, today, this workshop, 5-day workshop, it is skill enhancement program. Yes, we are skillful in research. We are skillful in research. But again, we have to make ourselves more skillful. We have to enhance our skill in the library, in the research, if we have to develop our library. In that sense, I am saying that organizers are rightly select this topic, rightly select this part, the skill enhancement program. So, under that particular skill enhancement program, that the title of this part is very much important, is research methodology and innovation in scholarly communication. In this particular program, organizers are thinking beyond research. Why? Because if you just see the topic of this particular discussion, that is research ethics, then IPR, then patent filing, then predatory publication, and that is skill of research paper. All these parts are beyond the research. Means if you just say research means searching something new, which is already in research, that is research. And during research, in the process of research, we just collect data, we analyze it, present it, we make conclusion on it. All these things, the process are then research. But these organizers, the organizing team, thinking beyond that. After completion of research, what we have to do? First of all, we should be ethical mind. Our research should be ethically strong. Yes, there should not be plagiarism in that particular research. Research not means only doing PhD and getting degree, but as I told already, that research we have to do in the library, it is continuous process in the library, and that research we should do in ethical manner. If we have developed our library strong and means effective, then after doing research, we must know about IPR. But being a librarian, because researcher will visit your library, they may ask you about IPR. They may ask you about plagiarism checking. In that sense, you should be being librarian, you should be strong in that part. And therefore, this particular program is very much important for library professionals. Then after doing research, we must be concentrate on patent filing. How we can file the patent, how we can enjoy the copyright. All these parts, librarians should be aware about it. And we must be, being librarian, we must be familiar about the predatory journals. because we have to subscribe the publications, we subscribe the periodical. In that scale, we should not be subscribed predatory journals. So in that sense also, we must be skillful in selecting predatory journal. Yes, and after that, after completion of the research, we should publish this research in some standard journal. So in that case, if you have to publish your research in standard journal, then definitely your article should be up to the mark. And how we can write this article, that is important. And in that sense, that's why I'm saying that whatever topics are selected for this particular workshop, it is very much important for library operation. And that's why I'm saying that. I'm saying we must congratulate to all organizers for being selected this topic for this particular skillful for this particular this program. So, being an inaugurator, I must declare this 5 days workshop on research methodology and innovation in scholarly communication, it has been inaugurated. And I must say thanks to organizer for giving me opportunity to inaugurate this workshop. And thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mohan Kadesap. We are happy to hear you and your experience and sharing your knowledge on research and ethics. And may I now, time has come to invite our speaker. May I now request Sambhaji Patil, Council Member Open and Librarian, MET Institute of Engineering, Nashik, Maharashtra, to introduce our speaker and resource person of today's program. Please.
Yes, thank you, sir. It is my great privilege to welcome you all to our today's first session of the Skill Enhancement Program on Research Methodology and Innovations in Scholarly Communications, organized by the Indian Library Association's West Zone. On behalf of Indian Library Associations, I, Dr. Sambhaji Patil, ILA Council Member, Open Nashik, extend a warm welcome to all the esteemed particulars and participants, and I am delighted to introduce our resource persons for today's first sessions, Dr. Prakash Bhai Makwana. Dr. Prakash Bhai Makwana is presently serving as a librarian at the Institute of Advanced Research, Gandhinagar, bringing with him more than 14 years of distinguished experience in academic and research librarianship. Over the course of his career, he has made notable scholarly contributions, including the publications of a book chapter, and over 10 research papers in reputed national and international journals. He is also regularly invited to deliver expert sessions, sharing his knowledge and expertise with academic and professional communities. In addition, Dr. Makwana serves as a reviewer for Scopus Index and UGC Care listed journals. He holds lifetime membership with GGSS, Adinet, and Mangala, reflecting his active engagement with professional associations. His research and professional interest encompass library services, mark spaces, digital humanities, library automations, metric analysis, research, ethics, and integrity and library management. Deeply committed to advancing innovative, user-centric, and technology-driven practices, Dr. Makwana continuously serves users to shape libraries as dynamic and future-ready spaces for learning and research. We are indeed fortunate to have Professor Dr. Prakash Bhai Makwana with us today to share his insights, expertise, and experiences. I am confident that today's sessions will be both engaging and enlightful for all of us. Today's topic title is Research Ethics and Plagiarism Awareness. Let us all warmly welcome Professor Dr. Prakash Bhai Makwana to the online desk. Please welcome, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Sambhaji sir. So without wasting much of the time, we are ready to hear our resource person's speech today. And may I now request Prakash Makwana sir, Librarian, Institute of Advanced Research, Gandhinagar, Gujarat, to take over and further proceed the session.
Thank Yes, thank you very much, sir, for this detailed introduction. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to talk to you and to share my insights with you. Today, I'll be talking about research ethics and plagiarism awareness in library and information science, particularly. These sessions aim to understand how integrity forms the foundations of scholarly communication and the importance role as a library professionals and as a research scholars we play to ensuring the ethical practices. So, a very good afternoon to all of you. My name is Dr. Prakash Makwana, and I am delighted to share my insights with you today. So, without further delay, let me share my PPT with you. Uh, is it visible, sir?
Yet to
The
come,
screen is.
yet to come, yet to come. Just wait, not yet come. Can you able to see share option?
Yes, sir. I have already shared.
Maybe taking time. Yeah, it has come, sir.
Is it
Has
is
come.
it
Yes.
visible now?
Yeah. It has
Yes,
come.
sir.
Okay.
Yeah, it's visible.
Yes. In these sessions, we'll explore four major objectives, like understanding the fundamental and foundations of the research ethics, and identify different types of consequences of plagiarism. Also, we will learn to explore tools that can detect plagiarisms, and finally, to discuss the evolving role of LIS professionals in this context. By end of the sessions, you will get the practical toolkit as well to prevent the misconduct and promote the academic integrity. So why we used to talk about the research ethics so often? Like, because ethics from the backbone of academic credibility. Without ethical standard, the trust is scholarship collapse. Research in particularly library and information science. Ethics ensure that findings of reliability, validity, and acceptance by the research communities. So, importance of research ethics should be a foundation of academic integrity, building trust in the scholarships, and protect careers and reputations. So, the core ethical principles would be honesty, accountability, transparency, and the respect for the intellectual property. So, we will understand in the detail like how it works. So these are some core principles of research ethics. See, whenever we are doing some research in terms of thesis or writing research papers, like we have to be honest on our data and how it works. Like we have to report the methods, data, and the results truthfully, not cherry picking things we can have. Also, we have to understand the integrity and accountability, because accountability is something which you have to be taking a responsibility of your own work, right? Correcting errors openly, there is nothing to hide in that. uh, The same way, transparency and openness is also very important in the research ethics. Like document methods, you have to share the data, the codes, if possible, and we enable to replication the research. Also, we have to respect for the intellectual property. See, whenever it comes for the intellectual properties, we have to understand the credit of idea or text or figures or even data should be cited properly. So basically, research ethics should cover all these aspects, and we will learn how we are, cope up with all these things and do the ethical research in particular library information science. So this is FFP framework, which is fabrication, falsifications, and plagiarism. So now we have to understand that what are these three things and how it works while we are doing the research. Before submitting any documents like your thesis or your report or your review paper or research paper, you should have that quick ethical checklist ready with you, which includes are these research questions, data and analysis reported fully, honestly, yes or no? Are all the contributors credited correctly? Are all sources cited, text, image, data, code, etc., cited properly or not? Are approvals concerned documented? Is all third-party content licensed or used further fair dealing or not? Are data and code shareable or not? If not, justified. So this checklist will be help you to submit your research work. So you have this checklist along with you, and this will help you to submit the research work in a proper and ethical way. So we have that question in our mind, why ethics matter? Because many times we used to see a lot of people are doing unethical practices, even they are professionals, and in every field, not only in the library information science, but ethic matters a lot. And why it is matter? So basically, academic recognition, institutional ranking, and prevention of misconduct. So we will understand like how it works. So the foundation of academic credibility. So when research ethics and integrity form the bedrock of how knowledge is created, verified, and shared, it is very important because see, without credibility, even groundbreaking work loses value because people cannot rely on it, right? Let's say, for an example, a well-cited, a transparent study gets adopted into textbooks and policy, but a fabricated or plagiarized study once exposed, it discarded and harmed the author's reputations. So why the academic credibility is important to carry on with our our reputation, particularly author's reputation. See, build trust in this scholarship. So trust between the researcher. When you are doing research, your colleague built on each other's findings with confidence that the work is authenticate and reproducible. Right. Trust is very important in this research ethics, like trust with society. So, for an example, if you are doing some research, like you for the funding agencies or some policymakers or some public or academic research to make decisions. So, if it is building trust, so that's why we are happy to do that research in a way where a lot of society can make a decision and policies on that basis. Institutional trust. See, the university and journals gain reputations through the ethical work of their researcher. If any journals or any publisher found that they are not doing ethical practices, so I think they'll lose their trust and nobody is going to publish their work for the particular journals or for the particular publisher. Right. For an example, during COVID-19, the studies that were transparent in data sharing gained wide trust and shaped government policies. So, ethical research is very important in this term. Now, protects careers and reputations. So, how it helps individuals? So, prevent plagiarism related penalties like degree cancellations, lose of promotions, or dismissal as well. Upholds your identity as the original thinker and trustworthy academic. And how it affect with the institutions. So generally every institutions should have some NAC ranking or NIRF or UGC ranking. So it protects from the NAC UGC penalties, loss of accreditations, or reduced ranking if misconduct is detected, right? So in institutions or university terms it is also very important. Now, for publishers and journals, so maintain credibility, avoid costly retractions and damages to impact factor. So, for publishers, I think this is the a very important aspects. So, if we are doing a very any unethical practices or if something found misconducted, so they affect very badly to the publishers and the journals. And if you see the long-term perspective, so the ethical scholars are more likely to get grants, invitations to conferences, editorial boards, positions, and etc. So in a way, ethical research is very much important. Now, what is research misconduct? So the research misconduct is broadly defined as the violence of ethical standards in conducting or reporting research. It undermines the trust that society places in academia. Misconduct not only discredits the individual but also to the institutions. So, whenever we are working or whenever we are associated with any university as a research scholar, we have to make sure that any activity or any unethical practices should not harm individual as well as the university or the institutions. See, honesty, as I said, is very important when it comes to the research ethics. So, present research exactly as is was conducted without fabrication, falsifications, or selective omissions. See, many time it is found that the true data doesn't like people are moderate the data according to their hypothesis fits. And sometimes you should be honest with your limitations of whether like you have to chosen the small sample size or some incomplete responses. So that's totally fine. There is nothing to hide, but I think you should be honest with your research because dishonesty undermines the credibility of your thesis and can result in rejections or retractions as well. See, transparency is also very much important because see, when your research process clear, so other can understand, evaluate, and replicate it. If there is no transparency, so the further research could not be possible because the result, whatever the result will come, which it will not be, authentic. So clearly describe the methodology, whatever sampling size, whatever tools you have used, whatever analysis techniques you have used. Explain data collection procedure, like whatever you have covered in your research. Proper citations for the theories and the frameworks you adopted, like whatever citations or reference management tools you have used. Where possible, share raw data, appendices, if possible. So transparency build trust and allow future researcher to build on your work. Now accountability. So taking full responsibility for the accuracy and originality of your work. Like they used to share one copyright form to the authors and to the researcher. So you have to be accountability to take a responsibility of your own work. So ensure all the data, graphs, tables are accurate and correctly labeled. Acknowledge the role of your supervisor, guides, and collaborators. Accept responsibilities if errors are found instead of blaming others. Sometimes in a research paper 2 3 or more authors were there, so he did this and she does this. So I think blaming each other is not the good thing, but instead of we have to accept the responsibilities, and we have, if we found any errors, we have to correct it. Submit only your own original work, not outsourced or copied material. See, this is very important. Accountability demonstrates the professionalism and maturity, protecting your academic reputation. Now, respect for intellectual property. So, recognizing and giving credit to the original creators of idea, text, figure, or any data. So, always cite sources when paraphrasing or quoting. Sometimes it found that people, or as a librarian, you will face this many times, that many users will come to you, many students will come to you, and they'll say that I'm facing this issue, like whenever they have generated the plagiarism report, sometimes it is showing the high plague because of not cited properly. So whenever you take any material, any text from anywhere, you have to cite them properly. Use proper referencing style, no matter what, whether it is APA or MLA or Chicago or whatever site. Take permission for copyright images, data sets, or questionnaires before using it. Avoid plagiarism and self-plagiarism by properly referencing even your own earlier work. So self-plagiarism is also very important while doing research in ethical way. So respecting intellectual property shows academic integrity and prevent ethical or legal issues. So what is the fabrication? So fabrication is when a researcher make up the data or any result. For an example, if somebody is doing the survey responses, but they actually conduct was survey with the extremely serious, because sometimes they are manipulating data, they are filling the wrong data, or it is misleading the policy practices for the further studies. So we have to understand the data makeup should not be there. Academic recognition. So the credit and respect of the researcher receives for their original contributions, like ethical work, properly citations, original analysis, ensure your ideas and attributes to you. Researchers who consistently publish with integrity build a strong academic identity, help in career progression as well, like promotions, you'll get the grants or postdoc opportunities or conference invitations or etc. For an example, a scholar who publishes ethical in UGC Care or Scopus Index journal gain credibility, whereas someone caught plagiarized risk loses all the recognition. So this is basically for the personal growth as well as the institute or university from where you belong, its growth as well. Now it helps in the institutional ranking as well. See, NAIC, NIRF, QS, a lot of ranking used to, university used to take up participations in that. So, ethical practices ensure that the institution's output in trusted and highly cited. Cases of plagiarism or paper retractions lower institutional reputations and directly affect ranking. For an example, universities with strict plagiarism checks and strong library support often rank higher because their work is seen as credible and trustworthy. So, ethical research will not only help you in a personal way, but it is also help you in getting some good ranks and in maintaining the rank whichever you have already gained. Now, prevention of misconduct. So misconduct include plagiarism, falsification, fabrication, or ghost authorship, or duplicate submissions, etc. So using plagiarism detection tools like Turnitin, iAuthenticate, or a Drillbit, which is by Shotsuti Infinite, prevents unintentional similarity issues. Like you should follow the UGC 2018 plagiarism regulations as well, which helps to avoid the penalties like thesis cancellations or degree withholds, etc. Supervisors, librarians, and researchers, ethic committees all play a role in training and monitoring. For an example, a PhD thesis rejected for plagiarism damages both the student's career and the university credibility. Prevention is far better than cure, right? Now, falsification. So, falsification involves in manipulating research materials, processes, or data. For instance, altering graphs or changing, experimental results or fits a hypothesis. These are some, different form of fabrication, but actually damaging. It's destroyed truth, basically. So we should avoid such a falsification when we are doing some ethical research. Now, breach of ethical standards. So any action that goes against the established rule, norms, or any guideline of research ethics. Right. For an example, plagiarism, like a copyrighted text or some ideas or some data without credit. Fabrication and falsification, we have already learned. Incorporate authorship. See, adding some names of non-contributor gift authorship, we can say, like it is very common practice, I can say, but it is also very unethical practices. Excluding actual contributor, like we can say ghost authorship. So this thing should not be happened while we are doing the ethical research. Duplicate submissions. Sometimes submissions the same paper to multiple journals. This is also a very big issue, because see, a reputed journal takes a lot of time. Like Scopus takes almost 1 and 2 hours a year to publish the paper. So meanwhile, the researcher used to share the same paper to the multiple journals at the same time at once. So this is also very unethical practices. We should not do that to avoid the duplication of submission. Predatory publishing. So you have to make sure the wherever you are publishing, it should not be a fake journal or predatory journal or clone journal. So these are the some breach of the ethical standard we have to maintain. Violates professional integrity. So, like, professional integrity means being honest, responsible, and respectful in academic work. Violating it destroys trust between researcher, institutions, as well as in the society. For an example, a scholar who plagiarizes undermines the reputation of their university and supervisor. Misuse of the research fund, misreporting progress, or hiding conflicts or interest damages professional ethics as well. A thesis found to have misconduct can harm future career opportunities, including jobs, your promotions, or research grants as well. See what should be the consequences of that if something is happen like this. So losses of the academic recognition, losses of the personal opportunity and professional opportunities, and long-term reputation damages. One such should have bear this. So this violate professional integrity is a very important thing to understand while we are conducting the research ethically. Now, what is plagiarism? So, we all are aware of this term. Plagiarism is perhaps the most common type of misconduct. It is the act of using someone else's work without proper acknowledgement. This could be a text, idea, figure, or even some data. So, plagiarism is unethical because it passes off others' efforts as one's own. Right. So, while we are talking about the ethical research, we should keep this in our mind that we should not do any unethical practices like plagiarism. So, copy pasting text from article or from the website, or some paraphrasing without any citations or given credits, submitting a thesis with borrowed content from seniors or some online sources. So why this is very common? Because many students and researchers are lack aware of citations norms and try to take shortcuts. So these are the common practice of the students to, misconduct the research. Now, as we have learned that fabrications and falsifications should not be there, as well as the duplication of publication, I mean self-plagiarism, right? So whenever you are submitting your research, it should not be self-plagiarized. You have to cite your own work as well, right? So for an example, submitting the same paper to two different journals to increase the publication count, right? So this is also not ethical practices. So we should avoid this kind of thing. Improper authorship. some gift authorship or some ghost authorship, as I said earlier, that the adding somebody's name or some people's name, they didn't contribute anything. And sometimes somebody has contributed a lot in the paper, but sometime we made him a ghost author. So I think this is very unfair and distributions of credit and responsibility. So this kind of unfair distribution should not be there. You have to give credit who worked really well. So citation manipulation, citing irrelevant or excessive references just to increase citations of a particular author or journal. This is also found sometimes that people used to cite the papers and multiple time the same paper, and they to just increase the number of citations and to just increase the API of any journal. So this is also artificially inflation academic metrics. So I think this practice should not be done. Now, predatory publishing. So it is also very common to publishing in low quality or fake journals that lacks peer reviews just for quick acceptance, because they are charges some fees, and they are publishing the paper very soon, within a week, or sometimes within a 2 or 3 days. So I think this kind of activities should not be conduct, and as a research scholar, we have to understand that we should not going to do any publication in the predatory journals. Now, authorship disputes. So as I said that many times it is very common that a gifted author or some ghost author or some other conflict as well found while we are doing research. So we have to handle all these things very positively and very nicely, so that we can maintain that relations with the people, with the contributor, and there should be a very fair we credit for all the contributors. So, gift authorship is, as I said, that somebody is not doing anything in this paper, but still his name should be there. For an example, a professor name is added to every student's thesis, even if they didn't guide the research, right? This is very common. Like there are some rules, like the research supervisor name should be there in the research paper. Otherwise, they are not accepting the research papers, or sometimes they are not even counting it as a part of PhD particularly, right? So this kind of activities is also considered as a gift authorship and very unfair credit distribution as well. So we have to understand that we are not going to do any unethical practices like gift author. Same way, the ghost authorship, like when somebody is actually contributed significantly, but we are just not giving credit to the that right person. For an example, a PhD student collects and analyzes all the data, but only the guide name appears as the author. So this kind of unethical practices we have to stop. Some other conflict also sometimes found. For an example, two researchers contribute equally, but only one gets listed as a first author. Right. So this kind of conflict should be there. So you have to understand that who contributed what. So the mutual understanding should be there, or you can write vice versa as well, so that this kind of conflict should be avoided. How it impacts? So it damages the relationships between the collaborators and sometimes reduce trust in team, and may also affect the promotions, grants, or job applications as well. Now, conflict of interest. The conflict of interest occur when personal, financial, and institutional factor influence. Right. So there are some, biasness of the types of biasness in the research, like financial bias, some personal bias, and some institutional bias. We'll learn in detail, like how this works. So when it comes to financial bias, like the funding and the financial inventories or some influence how research is conducted or interpreted or reported. So a study supported by the pharmaceutical company may highlight only positive results of its drugs and ignore side effects, right? Or the researcher may choose methods that makes result look evolves new databases. But since one vendor provides sponsorship for the seminars, the librarian favors that vendor regardless of actual quality. So this kind of practices is also found very common. So we should avoid this. Sometimes the researcher feels some personal bias, like for an example, if a researcher studying, digitally versus printed library may personally love print books and therefore interpret data the way that favors print, even if survey result shows the students prefer digitally. So this impact with the result become subjective and unsatisfied and unscientific sometimes, and leading to the mislead of the conclusions as well. Now, institutional bias, when an institutional policies or prestige or any goal influence how research is designed or presented. Like this is also very common. For an example, if a university discourage the publishing negative findings about its own digital library system, even though user face issues to protect its image, right? So it impact very badly to they hide real problems, weakness academic freedoms, and mislead the academic community as well. Now, data privacy and violations. So, research often involves participation's personal data, violating, privacy or failing to keep data confidential is a very serious ethical breach. With global frameworks like GDPR or confidentiality has become a strict requirement in the research. So the breach of confidentiality and the misuse of the participation or information, these two things should be very private. So we have to make sure that this privacy should be there. We should not do any unethical practices where the privacy harms. So, for an example, in a study on students' mental health, the researcher publishes a report where students' names are visible in charts or appendices, right? So, here you can see that sometimes, revealing the participant's name, contact details, or some identities in reports without consent. This is also very common practices, or sharing some row survey or interview data with outsider without anonymization, discussion participations responses publicly or with unauthorized people. So this kind of confidentiality should not be breached. We have to take care of this because violates ethical guidelines like inform the consents or UGC or ICMR rules. So after all this consideration, we have to take care the confidentiality of any of the researcher or his name. Now, misuse of the participation information. So, using data collected from the participant for purposes other than what originally agreed upon. For an example, if participant give information about the library usage habits, and the researcher later uses it to target them with commercial databases promotions, so that is kind of misuse of the information, we can say. So it is also damages the reputation of both researcher and as well as the university, right? So we should not do any unethical practices like this. Direct plagiarism is something very straightforward. Copyright text or word to word or some citing the sources. It is the most blunted form of the easiest to detect the plagiarize. So these are some key features of the direct plagiarism, which are exact duplications of another author's work, no acknowledgement of the original source, considered serious academic misconduct, For an example, you can see on the screen, like there are one example. You can you can see the original text, which is research ethics ensure honesty, transparency, and accountability in scholarly communication. And the same thing, it's also showing as an example that the plagiarized version is the research ethics ensure honesty, transparency, and the accountability in scholarly communication. So here you can see the same sentence is copied word to word. Right. So this can lead a thesis rejection or paper rejections or degree cancellations or any disciplinary actions as well. Right. So this is also damaging the credibility of both researcher as well as the institutions. So we should avoid this kind of direct plagiarism. Now, mosaic plagiarism. See, the mosaic plagiarism is involved weaving together phrases from the different sources, like sometimes, with slight changes, but without proper attributions, or it creates a, patchwork or text that book looks original, but it is not actually original. Right. So the partial copying with slight changes in wording, or sometimes sentence structures remain similar to the original, and often mistake as paraphrasing but without citations. It is also unethical. For an example, you can see on the screen there is one example. See, the original text is libraries play a crucial role in supporting research by providing access to the resources, tools, and trainings in information literacy. And the mosaic plagiarism is libraries are essential in research because they give researcher material, technology, and guidance in learning how to use information effectively. Now, paraphrasing without credit. So this is also found very common in people, and particularly in researcher. Like they used to do paraphrase a lot because see, in the era of chat GTP and the AI technologies, we used to do such practices because it is very easy to get the information, and it is very shortcut, I can say. But this is very unethical, and see, sometimes you see different words but keep the same idea. Right, this is also very common while you are doing paraphrasing, like you use the different word but keep the same idea. Yeah, often appears like original writing but without citing is also unethical. For an example, see, there is a one original and there is one paraphrase line you can see on your screen. Like digital libraries have transformed higher educations by providing instant access to scholarly resources from anywhere at any time. And online libraries have changed university by making research material available instantly across the locations. So in this both examples, you can see how paraphrased works, right? So how it impacts, it's considered a serious plagiarism even if no direct words are copied. See, in this text, there is no direct word is copied, but the concept and the words are paraphrased. Right. So this is also going to detect in the plagiarism. So we should not do this kind of paraphrasing. Weakness the credibility of the researcher, and also can lead to reject the paper or your thesis. So before that, you have to check the plagiarism, and then only you have to submit. And before that, we have to understand the changing word will not cure you to get the document unplagiarized. Now, self-plagiarism. So the self-plagiarism occur when a researcher reuse their own previous published work without disclosure. It creates also a scholarship and misconduct readers in the thinking the work is new. See, sometimes reusing part of old assignments or theses or your published part, or submitting the same paper to multiple journals, which is the duplication of publication. Sometimes copying sections like methodology or literature review from earlier work without referencing, or misleading readers into believing the content is fresh and original. For an example, a PhD student write a research paper in 2023 and later copied entire sections of the same paper into the year 2024 thesis without mentioning the earlier publications. A faculty member publishes the same article in two different journals to increase their publication count. See, in this both cases, this is self-plagiarism because the old work is being recycled as the new. So the correct practice would be if you need to reuse parts of your earlier work, you must cite your previous publication and clearly state which part are being adopted. So this thing should be very clear whether you are also you have to cite your own work, how it impacts. So the journals may retract the paper or university may reject the thesis. So these are the consequences we have to face. Now, accidental plagiarism. It is also found many times that plagiarism occur unintentionally due to negligence of lack of the knowledge or about the citations rules or however. But the consequences are still serious, right? So the students and researcher must be trained to avoid it. Like often results are not knowing citation rules like APA, MLA, or Chicago style happens when researcher forget to add references or misquote a source. Can also occur when paraphrasing is too close to the original work. Still considered the plagiarism because intention does not matter, right? Whatever you have done is matter. So some accidental plagiarism we should avoid. Now there is an example you can see on the screen. That is the original text and some accidental plagiarism uh, sentence is there. Like open access journals increase the visibility and accessibility of scholarly communication worldwide. Open access journal help in increasing the visibility of academic communication globally. So here you can see the worldwide, the globally, see the words are changed, right? See, the students may think they paraphrased, but the wording is too close. No citation is given. So this is a accidental plagiarism. No matter his intention is true and still he comes under the plagiarize. So we have to understand that we have to avoid this kind of plagiarism, accidental plagiarism, and how we can avoid it to learn proper citations and the proper referencing styles, the plagiarism detection tools we have to use before submission, and take carefully notes, right? Why we are researching and always mark best idea, which are own versus from the source. Now, global retractions. See, globally, thousands of papers are retracted due to plagiarism every year. Retraction Watch regularly reports cases from the top publications like Elsevier and Springer, showing how widespread the problem is, right? So the research, why it happens? Because of the plagiarism, because of the fabrication and falsification, because of the duplication of publication, unethical research practices, or some peer review manipulations, right? So these are the things why global retraction occur. For an example, Elsevier Journals 2020-21, over 400 papers retracted in 1 year due to peer review manipulation and plagiarism. In 2018, India survey thesis and journals articles were withdrawn after plagiarism detection by UGC Shod Sudhi initiative. And COVID-19 research 2020, prestigious journal like the Lancet and the New England Journal of Medicine retracted paper when fabricated hospital data was discovered. So this kind of global retraction affect the research integrity. How it impacts on the author. So to lose the credibility, damages the career, academic bans, job losses. For the institutions, lower ranking for the NIRF or NAC or something. losing the funding as well, if the reputation damages, right? On the society, like public policies or healthcare or education may suffer if based on the false research, because they are making the policies on the basis of the research. And if the research is manipulated, so they are not going to make the policies accordingly. So this is a very serious issue, and we should not do any unethical practices like this. So how to prevent? So we have to strictly plagiarize check whenever we are submitting the research proposal or research paper to for the grant or for the journals. We have to follow some COPE guidelines or transparent peer reviewed and research ethical trainings as well. See, if we are talking in the Indian context, so in India, UGC has blacklisted several journals for unethical practices. There have also been cases where, high-profile theses and papers were withdrawn due to plagiarism, highlighting the, need for the strict checkers. So UGC created like UGC approved list of journals, Q1, Q2, and many predatory journals entered in the list as well. So publishing paper without proper peer reviewed in exchanging for the money. In 2017-18, UGC reviewed the list and removed 4305 journals that did not meet quality standards. Right. So this kind of things is also happen in the Indian context. Why this is matter? Because publishing in such a journals no longer count for APA for your promotions or your PhD requirements. Faculty and researchers who published in them faced embarrassment sometimes, and maybe academic penalties they have to face. See, for an example, journals promising that publication within 7 days with a fee were blacklisted. Many Indian researchers had to retract the or shift the publication. So this is very common practice. Even you can get a very spam mails in your inbox sometimes to get your paper published, and the name of the journals which are the fake journals or predatory journals look same as a clone journal. So sometimes it is also very difficult to identify whether this is listed or not. National case of research misconduct. So here I have mentioned some of the cases. We'll go through the plagiarism in PhD thesis. See, multiple Indian universities reported the plagiarism in doctoral thesis detected by Shodh Shuddhi in Flipnet. In 2019, Delhi University rejected several theses after plagiarism was detected. In faculty promotion and plagiarism, see, teachers across states were found publishing in fake journals to get API scores for promotions. So UGC had to tighten rule by the mandating the UGC care listed journals only. In case 3 medical research retraction, so the Indian medical researcher had the papers retracted for fabricated clinical trial data. In 2012, Current Science Indian Journal retracted a paper due to direct plagiarism from a US-based publication. In case 4, a predatory publication hub in year of 2018 study, Nature reported that Indian contributed to 27% of the article in predatory journals worldwide. So these are the some of examples like how plagiarism affect the research. Now, impact on the Indian academia. So globally, we lose our credibility for Indian research, right? And strict adoption of plagiarism check tool is very must for the universities. And UGC made it mandatory to publish only in UGC Care or Scopus or Web of Science journals to career progression. See, there is one more case studies like a student thesis. A student submitted a thesis where large sections were copied from the previous work. The university detected it and leading to the disciplinary actions, rewriting, and delay graduation. So why this is happening? A PhD or a postgraduate student submit thesis containing large copied sections from books or journals or some online sources, and the similarity check comes with the 40 to 50% overlap. So the student did not cite properly, assuming the paraphrasing or copying would be unnoticed. But it is not like that. Whenever you are checking the plagiarism, everything is showing in the reports. Now they are also giving the AI generated report as well. So we have to take care all these aspects while we are doing research. Now some institutional handling as per the UGC 2018 regulations. So thesis is screened with plagiarism detection software, report shared with the students and supervisor. So its similarity is 10 to 14%. The student asked to revise and resubmit within a given time. If 40 to 60% students' thesis is rejected, and they must redo research after a suspension period, and if it is above 60%, so it is serve punishment. What punishment? Maybe the cancellation of the thesis, and the student may be debarred from the resubmission for 1 to 3 years. So some disciplinary action should be also there. Um, Formal warning issue we can do, record kept in institutional plagiarism database. In extreme cases, degree may be withdrawn if plagiarism is found afterward. So it is not something like I have submitted my paper or I have submitted my thesis and it's fine now. No, if it will occur the plagiarized or something, then definitely it will harm you in the future as well. So you have to do only ethical research. In 2019, Savitri Bai Phule Pune University detected high level of plagiarism in multiple PhD theses. So students were asked to revise or rewrite large portions. Some theses were outright rejected as per the UGC rule. So this kind of incident will used to happen in the university context. So we have to take care that we are not going to do any misconduct like this. See, what if a faculty or a librarian part, or we can say a research scholar or any author who is like publishing the research paper. So a university faculty member publishes an article.
Sorry to interrupt you. Screen is stopped, seems sharing.
Oh,
Share again.
just a minute, sir.
Possible that just check it out.
Sir, it's proper working.
Working.
Yes, sir. Case study faculty misconduct is work.
Maybe from
Okay.
might be problem. Okay, sorry.
Oh, okay. No worries, sir. No worries. Yes. So later, it is discovered that the paper contained plagiarized sections, fabricated data, and duplicate publication as well. The journal conducts as inquiry and issues a formal, retraction notice, institutional, handings. So, if we talk about the journal, so article is retracted publicly, and they also refuse to publish, right? And retraction becomes permanent in the database like Scopus, Web of Science, PubMed. Now comes to the university action. So the faculty faces disciplinary inquiries, and retraction is reported to UGC or NAEC during the academic audits, and faculty may lose eligibility for the promotions or for the research grants or also the PhD supervision. See, on long term, we have to face the consequences like loss of credibility among the, paper peers, the students, and the academic community. And future submissions may be closely scrutinized or rejected. So, reputations of the institution is also damaging. So, we have to take care that we are not going to do any misconduct, no matter what you are, a faculty member or a librarian or a research scholar or any author. For an example, in 2012, the current science retracted paper from Indian researcher for direct plagiarism from a US publications. In also 2017 retraction watch report, multiple Indian faculty papers retracted in international journals for duplicate publications. UGC care mandate many faculty lose API score and promotions when their paper in predatory or blacklisted journals were invalidated. So faculty members has to understand that the academic career suffers a lot in institutional ranking, and reputation also declines, and some create a mistrust in Indian research globally. So we have to make sure that we should not do any kind of this activity. Now, in 2018, the University Grant Commission issued regulations and promoting academic integrity and preventing the plagiarism. These regulations apply to all the higher education institutions in the India. What are the aims? To promote original research and writing, to protect intellectual property rights, and to standardize the plagiarism detection and the penalties across the Indian universities. So academic integrity promotions, every university must create an academic integrity panels to handle the plagiarism cases, right? Train students and faculties in citation styles and referencing styles, provide plagiarism awareness workshop and conferences, use licensed plagiarized detection software like Turnitin, iAuthenticate, Drillbit, etc. For an example, universities like Delhi University and Gujarat University now mandate a plagiarism check certificate before submission of thesis and dissertation. And many private universities also asking for the plagiarism certificate before submitting the thesis. So this kind of practices should be promoted. Now, these are some level of the plagiarism and penalties. For the students under 10, less than 10%, no penalty. 10 to 14%, they advise to revise the, their content. And some time also has given. If the plagiarism is 40 to 60%, the thesis or dissertation rejected and resubmission allowed after only 1 year. And if it is occur 60% or higher, then thesis or dissertation cancelled and student debarred for 3 years. So this kind of activity harm not only the student, also the supervisor and also the university. So we have to take care of this. And for faculties, if it comes 10 to 14%, the paper retracted, no credits given. If 40 to 60%, no publication allowed for 2 years without promotions. And if it is 60 or more than 60, so dismissal or termination from the services as well. So these kind of penalties are there. So we have to take care that we should not come in any of these cases to cure our reputation. So prevention of plagiarism. The awareness program, librarian and research department organize training for the ethical writing, some proper referencing like APA, MLA, Chicago. We have to understand the reference styles, mandatory checks before submission. All the thesis, paper, research grants, proposals, everything should be checked plagiarized or not. Encouraging open access and research data sharing. So we have to make the things very easy not to get in any of this imbroglio. Now this is some UGC similarity levels. So there is one, the first level is 0 up to 10. There is no penalty. Small overlaps like references or bibliography or common phrases may comes, no action taken, consider acceptable. So we should make sure that the plagiarism should be a single digit, like it should be 0 to 9. For an example, a thesis on digital library shows 8% similarity because common terms like information retrieval and the user satisfactions are repeated. Because sometimes you cannot change some of the basic words or some terms, right? So it is showing 8%, but that's fine. It should be in single digit. So it is accepted. In level 1 there is 10 to 14%, which is minor plagiarism, so significant copied content but still less than half of the work. So the penalty would be must revised and resubmit within the given time. And for faculties, manuscript withdraw, no credit for the publication. If a PhD student copied 2 chapters of literature review directly from article, given 25% similarity, student asked to rewrite those sections. Now in level 2, there is a 40 to 60% which is called, moderate plagiarism. So almost half of the work is plagiarized, indicates, careless or intentional misconduct. So in this case, the penalty would be the, thesis or dissertation or your research paper rejected, and can submit after 1 year only with major correction. And if anything happened with the faculty, so departed from publishing for 2 years, withheld promotions and increment. So for an example, if a faculty member submitting a research paper with 45% similarity, including copied methodologies and result, the journal retract it, university imposes restrictions of the same. In level 3, where above 60%, it is very, very, very serious when it comes to 60% or more. The penalty would be the cancellation of the thesis or dissertations in terms of students, and debarred for 3 years in case of students for the resubmission. And for faculty, it is dismissal from the services and termination in some very extreme cases. For an example, if a student thesis shows 70% similarity because of 5 or 6 chapters are copied from other sources, university cancel the thesis and bar students for 3 years. So every university should have some policies which should be the mandatory plagiarism check. Most Indian university required plagiarism report now. It should be of Turnitin or Urkund or Authenticate, Drillbit, etc. Before submission of your PhD reports, MPhil reports, research report, research papers, etc. Formation of plagiarism committees. As per the UGC 2018 regulations, all the university must establish some departmental academic integrity panel, first level screening, and also some institutional academic integrity panel for the final decision making authority. So these kind of policies and this kind of committees should be there to prevent from these kind of unethical practices. Now some strict penalty should be there in context of the university. It should follow the graded penalties like a rewrite or debarment or cancellation or termination as well. For an example, Banaras Hindu University in 2020 rejected multiple PhD theses with more than 40% similarity. Students had to re-register for fresh research. The same way, Gujarat University introduced a rule that student with 30% less than 30% plagiarism, more than 30% plagiarism cannot even submit their thesis, right, for the viva. So these kind of strict penalties should be implemented. Policy on the publication. So many university link plagiarism check to faculty promotions. Only papers published in UGC CAR listed journals are considered valid. For an example, Mumbai University from 2019, faculty promotions are denied if papers are in predatory or clone or fake journals. Awareness program and some training program should be there in the university context. So to organize the regular workshops on academic writing or referencing or the research ethics should be there, and it will help to avoid these kind of practices. Now, in terms of international guidelines, there are some 2, 3 names I have mentioned here. The first one is the COPE, Committee of Publication Ethics. So it is established in 1997 UK, provides ethical guidance to publishers, editors, and researchers. Focus on the handling the misconduct, plagiarism, authorship disputes, and retractions. The key principles are the transparency in the peer review, the retractions when plagiarism or fraud is detected, and clear authorship and conflict of the interest statement. For an example, many Indian journals like Indian Journal of Medical Research follow hope retraction guideline when plagiarism is discovered. So these kind of strict penalties and guidelines should be there for in context the university. IFLA, the International Federation of Library Associations and Institutions, see a global voice for libraries and information professionals, promotes information literacy, copyright awareness, and open accesses. So how it relevance to the research ethics? So emphasizes the role of the librarian in training, the students, researcher on plagiarism awareness, supports the use of plagiarism detection tools and proper refreshing practices. For an example, the Indian organized the plagiarism awareness program inspired by the IFLA guideline. So these kind of promotions and the webinars or seminars should be there to understand the proper research and ethical research conduction. UNESCO, which is Open Science Recommendation 2021. So UNESCO adopted the recommendation on open science in 2021, encouraging the open access, the data sharing, and the ethical practices and publishing. Some principles are like equity in knowledge access, integrity and transparency in research, as well as the collaboration across the borders. For an example, Indian initiative like Shodh Ganga Thesis Repository by InflibNet align with UNESCO's open science goals by promoting accessibility and the academic integrity. See, in the era of some AI now, we used to face a lot of challenges with the AI content and the plagiarism. So here is the chart. You can see whatever the challenges we used to face, that undetectable text. So sometimes the AI can paraphrase content in unique way, making it difficult for traditional plagiarism to check. For an example, an AI rewrite Wikipedia content and its own words. Right, traditional tools may not flag it sometimes. So even though it is idea that are copied, so these kind of challenges we have to face in this AI content. Also some lack of attribution, some academic integrity issues, like when institutions are unsure how to handle AI assistant submissions. For an example, some universities are updating the policies to allow AI usage with the disclosure, while other ban it, right? So this is AI content and plagiarism challenges. Now, who owns the AI generated content? So the user or ownership. So some AI platform allow user full rights to generate the content. For an example, OpenAI allows user to own content that generate with ChatGPT subject to terms. And the platform ownership, some tools may claim partial rights for the commercial use of marketing. For an example, like Adobe Firefly states user can output commercially, but Adobe retain rights for the training purpose. Now comparison AI detection tools. So these are some of the tools like Turnitin, AI detector, or GPT-0 or Zero GPT, or Shod Sudhi, which is Drillbit particularly. So the primary user would be students or the academic submissions or some essay articles reports. In Shod there are theses and dissertations. So AI detection method is available or not. So yes, Turnitin, they probably score based on the patterns particularly, and the flag 40% AI generated essays. See, GPT-0 is measuring the, perplexity and the burstiness, detects AI written research abstract. So these kind of AI detection tools are also available, which we have to understand how to utilize the resources. See here also I have mentioned the Grammarly Premium, the Pledge scans, and the Quotext. So you can see on the screen like how it works. The accuracy is very high for the grammar and moderate for the plagiarism detection when it comes to Grammarly. And cover the web pages, pro-quizzed academic papers, and the cost is also $12 around by month per month, and best for the general writing or grammar and the clarity. So these kind of AI detection tools are also available, so you can check it down. This is a comparison table. See the cost, the platform, the PDF management, the citation styles, the collaboration, the ease of use, and the ideal for. So the Zotero, Mendeley, the EndNote. Here you can see the Zotero is freely available, as well as the Mendeley is also freely available. But for EndNote, it is a paid version you have to choose. So there are very different platforms where the Zotero can be downloaded and run in the Windows, Mac, and the Linux, etc. So generally PDF management, the Zotero is giving the basic, but if you are using the Mendeley, so it is advanced and highlighting the notes. Right. And see, if we are talking about the citation style, so like Zotero has 9,000 plus, and Mendeley has 7,000 plus, and the EndNote has 6,000 plus. So these are some, different kind of, reference management softwares, which we can use some of the open access and free available, some of the paid.
क्या हुआ क्या हुआ Oh.
Dr. Prakash, please check your internet connection.
Even I can't see my screen shared by him. I don't know. So or what?
No, no. Dr. Prakash, you are not audible.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah, now audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
please
think
say.
the internet connection, I think.
Yeah, I am also facing that problem.
Okay, okay. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So sorry for the
Yes,
interruption. So sorry for the interruption. So yes, the additional advisory role. So for an example, like if we are talking about the citation accuracy, so the role of LIS professional is to check the citation style, the consistency, and the completeness of the research paper and thesis. Example like APA error, if found in the student thesis, we have to guide them to correct it. Like for an example, if we are talking about the reference management, so the recommendation tools are like Zotero, Mendeley, and Note, and providing the training to they set up, share the library for the research group. For the plagiarism prevention, the guide on the paraphrasing, the quoting, and the checking the similarity reports. Use Turnitin to detect the unintentional plagiarism check. So these kind of additional advisory role should be play by the LIS professional to do the research in ethical way. This is a summary table where you can easily identify the if the ethics and credibility. So the follow the proper citations and avoid the plagiarism. For an example, thesis approved smoothly with proper citations. Right, there will be no chance to reject the thesis. So this kind of practices we should do. For an example, the librarians frontline the defenders. Their roles are like to teach, to advise, to support the ethical research practices, And librarian conducts AI and plagiarism workshop for the students. Some policies, tools, and training. It is like prevention for the prevention part. So what will be the role to implement the rules, provide the tools and the training to the users? University policies like Turnitin, Zotero, workshop, reduce the plagiarism. So these kind of summary table should be with you, so to understand like what is our role and how we can do the research ethical way. See, this is also some role of LIS professionals to avoid the plagiarism. Like they should know like what citation style should be followed, what reference management style should be followed, how to prevent from the plagiarism, what resource should be selected. So these kind of services we have to give to our research scholar or faculty members to do the ethical research. We have to promote the open access, encouraging publishing on the open access journals. So we have to guide the faculty and students to submit the research to reputed open access journals like DOAJ or PLS or etc. Explain the benefit like wider readership or increase the citations and compilations with the funding mandates. So we have to also promote the institutional repositories like maintain the university repository website where the thesis, dissertation and the article can be uploaded for the open access. Also, we have to educate on the OA, I mean, open access policies and metadatas. So it should be mandate. We have to make it mandate because the trained researchers also planned which help us to do ethical research. For an example, a university librarian conduct a workshop for faculty and PhD students on publishing in open access journal. So faculty learn about the open access options in Scopus Index journals and how deposing reprints in the university repository, enhancing the visibility and the accessibility. See, balancing copyright. So as a professional, we should explain what can be shared publicly and what requires permission. Teach the difference between copyright content, fair use, and Creative Commons license. We should make some guides on licensing options, like help authors select the appropriate license for open access publications. Example, CC by attribution, CC BY and C by non-commercial. So these are some Creative Commons examples. Provide access to the legal resources, like ensure students and faculty use legal repositories also, open access journals and licensed databases only. For an example, a researcher wants to upload a published journal article to the university repository. Librarian advises that check publisher policy, then upload a accepted manuscript version with CC by license is permitted. So article become openly accessible without violating copyrights. So these kind of practices should be promoted by the library professionals. This is some combined toolkit functionality. So for Shod Shruti, drill bit, plagiarism detection software like PhD thesis before submission, Zotero, which is reference management tools for the bibliography, organizing the article in APA style, MLA style, etc. The COPE publication ethics, which guide faculty on public plagiarism, authorship, ethical practices, and ethical publishing. IFLA, International Library Standards and Open Access. Implement the digital repository information literacy programs. These are some of the references I took a help of, and with the great quote that integrity without knowledge is weak and useless, and knowledge without integrity is dangerous and dreadful. This is a quote by Samuel Johnson, and I'm ending my session with this beautiful quote. Thank you so much for listening me very patiently. Thank you.
Thank you, Prakash Makwana sir. It's wonderful to hear such a informative talk from you, and you have covered a lot of topics, not only research ethics, plagiarism, and many things, core principles, fabrication, quick ethics, and why ethics matter. Many things we have covered. And there are many scholars joined in this session. It is very, very useful for them. And ceilings, particularly how much content can be plagiarized, and what are the rules applicable to different types of contents, and then how to protect of individuals, institutions, society, what are the ways to follow, and research misconduct, honesty, transparency, paper reference, how to reference it, and what are the tools available for reference management, and what is the PhD UC 2018 regulation says for the scholars, and improper authorships and author disputes. Many things we have covered. Types of plagiarism, direct plagiarism, mosaic plagiarism, self plagiarism, and many things which we can even out of the box we could hear many things, because we have a software, we used it in Turnitin and Drillbit and Urkund, all we have seen it, and every software we have Grammarly, of course, with us. Many software, every software has its own features and restrictions, and depends on agreements. The content they grab it and publish it. The similarity will shows it, that you also know better. And students are very scholars, and researchers were very happily to join this program, and it's very, very useful for the researchers. And you also mentioned about additional advisory role of library professionals. What is the role of librarians being a intermediary between scholars as well as content which we have and provide from online end. So these are all covered from your end. We are very happy to hear you, and thanks for your joining with us. Would be really a wonderful session for us, and we exposed many things, not only one aspects or two aspects, many things you covered, and very elaborative. And at the national Indian level context and national level context, tools applicable, guidelines applicable, and sealing what extent we can plagiarize, many things we have covered. And this thing now I would like to thank you from my end on behalf of ILA. May I know the questions? There are many questions from users and audience. May I now request Pradeep sir to join, and he's my colleague, Dr. Pradeep Rai from Maitreyi College, present president of Indian Library Association. Without his support, we cannot have this program, sir. This is for your information, and may I now request Pradeep Rai to say a few words, and then continue the session. May I now hand over to Pradeep Rai, and thanks to Prakash sir for your wonderful
Thank you so
session
much.
for us. Thank you. Pradeep Rai, please.
First of all, I want to thank Dr. Mohan Khirde, Dr. Milind, Dr. Prasad, Dr. Vinita, and all webinar organizing team, as well as all ILA office bearers. And Dr. Prakash, I am very thankful to you. You have accepted our invitation to share your views on this. This is the need of the hour to spread this information to the researchers, LIS, new entrants, as well as the librarians about the awareness and the use of plagiarism tools, and how we can avoid plagiarism, what type of things covered under plagiarism. So once again, I am my sincere thanks to Dr. Prakash and dear LIS professionals, and on the advice of the professionals throughout the country, on the basis of the program organized by the webinar committee of ILA, and we are getting the feedbacks about the topics, organization of lectures, workshops. So this is the first workshop we have started from today onwards for 5 days, and I am thankful to the all LIS professionals and participants for giving us this opportunity to share the views of our LIS experts from various fields. And definitely, I request all the LIS professionals and participants to please send your feedbacks so that we can improve the quality of these programs or we can say the tailor-made services, so that we can have more and more programs like that, so that these programs can be the useful as per the wish of the LIS professionals. And our webinar chairpersons told me that the school librarians program, one of the lecture delivered by Dr. Rajesh Sharma, and many school librarians asking for another lecture from his end. So definitely, this is the time to collect, recollect the informations, and definitely we will organize very soon on the librarians issues of the school libraries. Again, I request all the allies professionals, this is your body, this is your program, and share your views and how we can proceed further. Definitely, this is the program of 1.5 hour or the 5 days workshop. Is its impact is not tangible, but definitely it will give the help to each and everyone. Even the speakers also get new things from the participants. So again, I request to please share your views, and definitely in near future we are also coming with some great and senior or former and retired professionals. I am also getting the request that some kind of traditional mode things we are leaving. So ILA is there. We are talking about AI. We are talking about plagiarism. We are talking about school libraries. We are talking about the reading habits, and definitely the technical aspects. So in very near future, we are planning one panel discussions around 2 hours with some retired librarians, or we can see the experts of their fields. So thank you very much, each and everyone. Sorry, I have joined in between when the program was started, because there was some meeting. So I have मैंने चुपचाप अंदर से पीछे से ज्वाइन कर लिया. So sorry for that. And I also get the benefit of Dr. Prakash. Uh, जो है ना, इन्होंने जो कंटेंट बताया, so this is also the topic. Definitely I will take some of the points. Usually I also talk on these topics in my faculties as well as somewhere else also. So thank you very much for giving me time in the last for 2 to 3 minutes. And I request Vinita to please keep the recording of this program, so that other professionals may also, whomsoever was not able to join today, they can take the benefit of Dr. Prakash's lecture. Thank
Sure,
you.
sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Prasad.
Sir, thank you, Pradeep
You
ji.
are one of the assets of ILA. Oh,
Thank you, Dr. Pradeep. Thanks for your wonderful speech. We all always ready to work with you. We are happy to join with you, sir. Because and now the time is around 4 o'clock. Would like to
forget
conclude the
Dr.
session.
Sambhaji is
There are,
there.
sir.
Sambhaji and your whole team.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Viresh is
Sambhaji,
there.
Thank you, sir.
Vinita,
Thank you.
Viresh,
Thing is there. So
Subramaniam.
all ILA office bearers, they are working hard. Thank you. Thank you.
We would like to work much more, sir. With your support, we would like to work much more, and would like to have much more, many more programs with the support of Vinita Jain, Viresh, Shambaji, all. It's a collective work, and really happy to have such kind of programs for the coming up generations, because the knowledge is
Yes,
always
yes.
required for
And
the next
also
generation.
Rahul Kohli is working hard,
Yes, sir.
as Saheli madam and Shubham.
Shubham
These
Aswaka.
are the fellows who are the force behind managing all these shows. So my special thanks to them,
Yes, sir.
and I request the chairperson to give them the special appreciation certificates.
Sure, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Noted,
sir.
sir. It is noted, sir. Noted. And thank you, Pradeep ji. There are few questions, sir. Prakash ji, questions from audience. There are questions. May I now request Viresh Hanchinal to proceed further for the question answer session, so that we can get clear from the resource person what is the doubts raised by the audience. May I now request Viresh Hanchinal to take over and proceed further.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Prasad, and thank you, Dr. Prakash, for a wonderful talk. And there are a few questions, so I'll read out. The first question is from Ruby. Yes, her question is, how can students develop original writing habits?
See, to develop original writing habits, we have to cultivate the reading habit first. So you have to advise to the researcher or the students to start reading, because see, if they don't read, they don't write. See, in this era, students used to have the YouTube channels, and they used to go through the technology only. They are not even ready to have the print books along with them. So the pattern is very changed nowadays. But once you will promote the reading habits and cultivate the reading habits amongst the research scholars and the students, or for your own self, then only you will be able to write. See, so before writing, you have to read. If you read a lot of things, you can write minimum things, right? If you read one book chapter, then you can be able to write one page. So, in a case, I advise you to start reading more and more, and advise reading more and more. It will help you to write. Start. Then you start writing. So once you start writing, you will get the idea like how to write. Because see, if you are reviewing 10 papers, so after reviewing 10 papers, you should understand while you are doing the literature review that what methodologies in used in such a paper, and what content was used, what topic was there, what objectives, the methodologies. See, the combination of all that paper and the essence of that paper, or we can say the abstract and conclusion of that paper, understand, and then you have to write in your own word. So if you are not reading much, then you won't be able to write. So I advise you to start reading more and more, and then you can start write original content.
Okay, thank you. And there is a question from Hemlata Duke. What do you understand by the term research ethics? I think you have elaborately
Yes.
discussed this, and
Yes,
we
sir.
will go to next question. And I think this thing might have been already answered by your talk. So next question is from Dilip Jangal. How can young researcher be motivated to follow ethics in research? How?
Yes, sir. See, I have already discussed in my presentation that there are serious penalties are also there. So when it comes to the penalties, we should be very awake that, oh, I should not conduct such kind of activities. So the strict policies, the strict penalties, we have to make them understand. So if they are doing any misconduct or any unethical practices, see what the consequences are. So if they are aware of the consequences, because many times it happens that they don't know what will happen if I'll upload the plagiarized document. What will happen? I will re-upload it, right? But everything is stored in the repository, so they are not aware of that. So we have to make them understand that this is very serious issue, and you have to take care of all of the aspects. So once you will talk to them about the penalties and about the plagiarism systems, so they will definitely be serious about this, and they will be self motivated for this. Also, you can make some workshops to use the Zotero, the reference management tools. We have to use the proper citations, how to use proper citations. So how to avoid plagiarism, there is a lot of discussions on that, and it takes almost one additional session to explain the whole thing. But what I suggest is you have to make him aware that what are the resources you have to use, how to cite properly, how to do reference style and reference management properly, and then some penalties if you are doing misconduct and some serious misconduct consequences. Then I think they will be self-motivated to do the ethical research only.
Thank you. And there is a question from Smita Ravindranath. Student asked me, we ourselves cannot create content, and if we copy or take contents from other sources, it amounts to plagiarism. What is the correct answer that I can give
Uh,
to the students?
See, ethics and moral we used to learn from the childhood. I think we used to say do this thing, don't do this thing in the home, at the school. So this is from the very beginning. We have to understand what is right and what is wrong. So we have to make them understand that this is the right thing and this is the wrong thing first. Second, if they knows that this database or this content is paraphrased like this way, then the AI detection will be like this. If they are copying some text as it is, then the plagiarism will comes like this in this percentage. So you have to make them understand then what to do, how to do, and in which method to do. So I think before advising them, I think we should understand this, that how we can educate them, how we can literate them to do research and to write things. If they are taking some help of some quotations or some text directly from the somewhere, so nothing wrong in that, but you should make them understand that you have to properly cite them. You have to give the credits to the creator, you have to give the credits to the author. So I think if in ethical way, if we are doing in an ethical way, I think nothing goes wrong. So I think you can advise in a way which help you as well as your students to do the ethical research.
Yeah, next question from Vandana Kandelwal. She says, nice session. Her question is, if a research paper written by the author and checked the whole paper in ChatGPT for perfect English, is it allowed or not?
See, if it is the original work, I don't think it should be checked by the ChatGPT. You can rather choose the, Grammarly or some many other English correction and Grammarly software is also very good in terms of this. So I think rely on only ChatGPT after your original work should not be allowed. So I
Yeah,
think you
right.
should not use this kind of platform for your original work. Rather, you should choose, the good platforms.
A question from Rajesh Sharma. How can one avoid unintentional plagiarism?
I think I have covered in my one slide that accidental plagiarism. I think he missed it, but referencing and citing the or the contributors' research work is the only key. So whenever you want to avoid the unintentional plagiarism, you should make sure that you are using proper reference management tools. You are giving credit to the particular author or the creators. So I think you will definitely avoid the plagiarism.
And I think this is the last question. A question from Dr. Sanjay Shenmare. Is there any measure to control copy paste culture in conference proceedings or journal research papers? There are, yeah.
Uh, yeah, actually, some of the AI detection, like plagiarism detection tools and softwares are available, like Turnitin and iAuthenticate and Urkund and Drillbeat, etc. So we can identify from the report that what content is plagiarized. See, in terms of conference proceedings and journal research papers, see what happened that there are two ways for the journals. They used to do the blind reviews. So before submitting, I think I have already covered this in one of my PPT, that before pre-submission you should check your plagiarized report along with you, and the many conferences and journals are also asking for the plagiarism certifications from the author side. So before submitting, you should make sure that everything should be properly cited and everything should be properly checked through plagiarism software. So I think this is the only way to measure this.
Dr. Prasad, the question answer session ends, and yeah.
It's nice to know some very good questions have come up and all questions solved, sir. Prakash, sir, good thing to know all these things. Even we also wanted to raise some of the questions. And sir, just one thing is the care list is closed
Yes, sir.
from UC. So what is the impact? Why it is closed? And is there any, see, then since we are all from India and we expect some of the Indian journals can have a scope to publish. Whereas if we want to publish in some of the international journals, it is a very costly effort for the scholars and faculty. Even APC charges are very high. So the only choice we had is care. We little bit compared to predatory and other things, little bit reliable. So that also closed now. So is there any way that we can publish or any scope for further to go ahead? Any suggestion for further?
Yes, sir. Actually, we will have, according to the UGC, like we will have some, peer-reviewed journals. The list is going to be ready soon. So now they will focus on the peer-reviewed journals, but should be very high impactful, and it is like equivalent to the UGC care listed journals only. Because see, sometimes it is also very common that because of the publications or the business prospects, many journals are the fighting for the comes in the UGC care or for the scopus. So very unethical practices also found by the some of the publisher as well. So in terms of all these things, I think they have decided to not continue with the UGC care listed, but definitely they are thinking for some alternate options, and they are working on it. So very soon we will get some peer reviewed policies, and that could be a better alternative for the UGC care listed. I knowing me, like.
Just to add to what Dr. Prakash said, recently the UGC has come out with parameters of journal this thing, and according to that, it has advised researchers and authors to publish in those journals which comply those parameters. So it is there and it is available publicly, and those journals which are following those parameters, one can publish their work in those journals. Yeah.
Can we assume that ONOS would help as a platform for publishing again? Because of care are closed, ONS is open, other side. So APC is wiped off to little extent for the people working in a centrally funded institution and all. Can we assume ONOS definitely would work for scope for increasing our publication, research publications, sir? Can we assume ONS would work for?
Hopefully. Yes, hopefully it will be in our code. Yeah.
Other thing is one of the participant asked motivation. That is really a tough thing because we cannot motivate anybody for the research. Research is such a interesting subject that should come from a passion of person, depends on person to person and interest in their field of choice. So there will not be any motivation from anybody else we can expect. Only self motivation is possible, and our interest and passion is better for doing such kind of work and activities. So thank you, sir. Wonderful to interact with you and everyone. And may I now request Viresh to give a present his vote of thanks for all the people who are participated and resource person, everyone. Viresh, please proceed ahead for a vote of thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Prasad. Good afternoon, everyone. I take this opportunity to extend the vote of thanks on my behalf, on behalf of ILA West Zone member, and on behalf of the organizing committee of this one-week training program. It is my privilege to extend a heartfelt thanks to our distinguished speaker, Dr. Prakash, for delivering such an insightful and thought-provoking session on research ethics and us on the importance of integrity, honesty, and responsibility in research. The clarity with which you explained the concepts of ethical practices, proper citation, and the consequences of plagiarism has given us valuable guidance to follow in our own academic and professional work. We are deeply grateful for the time, effort, and expertise you shared with us. Your session has not only created awareness, but also motivated us to uphold the highest standards of ethics in research and scholarship. I profusely thank Mohan Kerde sir, former President ILA, for accepting our invitation and delivering the inaugural address. In his speech, he emphasized the significance of research in the field of LIS. And I also thank Dr. Pradeep, President ILA, for his address and motivating all of us in organizing various professional training programs regularly in the larger interest of LIS professionals across the globe. I thank Dr. Parshuram, Senior Vice President ILA, Dr. Dharam Kumar, General Secretary ILA, Dr. Shivshankar Prasad, PRO ILA, Dr. Milind Ansane, Vice President West Zone ILA, Dr. Vinita Jain, Dr. Sambhaji Patil, Dr. Kobergade, Dr. Abbas, Dr. Verma, ILA Council members, and the webinar organizing team. And last but not the least, our participants and everyone who contributed to making this session successful. I think it is the first of its kind program, training, 1 week training program, webinars particularly organized by ILA, and we should feel proud, and the credit must goes to the organizing team. And I once again thank you, Dr. Prakash, for enriching our knowledge and inspiring us to be responsible researchers. For participants, the link of feedback form is shared on your email. It will expire after 30 minutes. Please submit it immediately to claim your participation certificate. And thank you one and all. That's it from my side. Over to Dr. Prasad.
Thank you, Vinesh. Thank you, everyone. And thanks to President of ILA and Secretary and colleagues, Vice Presidents and organizing team, Vinita, Shambhaji, everyone. As a PRO, it's my responsibility to say thanks to everyone. Because without your coordination, it is not possible to get the completion of this program. And we'll meet you tomorrow again with another resource person. And this is a 5 days program. This is the first of its kind from the ILA, conducting this kind of program under the mentorship of Pradeep Roy and General Secretary Dharam and all. So I would like to thank everyone and wind up this session. Tomorrow we're going to meet. And I request participants to fill your feedback and kindly join and stay till completion of the session, so that we get aware of everything. Not just joining in between and going out is not a correct thing. Try to join and stay tuned and stay joining with touch with a resource person and all the organizers. Thank you. Thanks once again. And one more, my submission is, if anybody did not have till then their ILA membership, please join with us, support us, so that we will become more stronger and for our representation and advocacy, and further having many such kind of programs for the ILA new generation professionals and students. Thank you once again. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Personally.